Chapter 9. The Unmasking. The air in the precinct was tense, the usually bustling bullpen subdued by the fallout from Daniels' arrest the previous night. Officers whispered in small groups, glancing toward the interrogation rooms where Daniels was being held. Detective Lena Walsh stood at the edge of the glass-walled room, her arms crossed as she watched him sit alone at the table. His hands were cuffed, his expression impassive. "Think he'll crack?" Captain Briggs asked, stepping up beside her. "He will," Lena said, her voice edged with determination. "He doesn't have a choice." Briggs studied her for a moment. "You're walking a fine line, Walsh. Internal affairs is still circling, and this kind of blowback isn't going to help your case." "Let them circle," Lena said, not taking her eyes off Daniels. "We're finally peeling back the Rossi family's layers, and I'm not stopping now." Briggs nodded, though his expression remained grave. "Just make sure you get what you need." Inside the interrogation room, Lena sat across from Daniels, her presence a coiled spring of energy. She placed a folder on the table and opened it, pulling out photographs of the warehouse operation, the trucks, and bank records Marcus had unearthed. "You've been busy," Lena began, her tone calm but laced with steel. "Feeding the Rossi family intel, sabotaging investigations, collecting bribes. You've been at this a long time, Daniels." Daniels leaned back in his chair, his face unreadable. "You've got nothing. Those pictures? Circumstantial. The bank records? Could be anyone." Lena's lips curled into a faint smile. "Don't insult my intelligence. We've traced the payments directly to your account. We know you've been their mole." Daniels scoffed. "Even if I was, do you think that changes anything? The Rossis own this city. Taking me down doesn't change that." "It's a start," Lena shot back. She leaned forward, her voice lowering. "You want to take the fall for everything? Be my guest. But if you cooperate, maybe we can work something out." Daniels smirked, though his eyes flickered with uncertainty. "You think Dominic Rossi cares about me? I'm just a tool, Walsh. The minute I flip, I'm a dead man." "Not if we take him down first," Lena said. "You give me Dominic, and I'll make sure you live long enough to regret your choices." Daniels hesitated, his confidence cracking. For the first time, Lena saw the fear creeping into his eyes. He glanced at the photographs again, then back at her. "You have no idea what you're up against," he said quietly. "The Rossi family isn't just Dominic. They've got allies, backups, people who'll keep the machine running even if he's gone." "Then help me dismantle it," Lena pressed. "Give me the names, the operations, everything." Daniels leaned forward, his voice barely above a whisper. "You really want to take them down? Then you need to look at the docks. There's more than guns moving through there. Dominic's planning something big, something that's going to make everything else look like child's play." Lena's blood ran cold, but she kept her expression steady. "What is it?" Daniels hesitated, then shook his head. "I don't know, but whatever it is, it's happening soon." Back at her desk, Lena pored over the notes and files, her mind racing with Daniels' cryptic warning. If Dominic Rossi was planning something major, it could be their chance to strike, and their greatest risk yet. Her phone buzzed, and she glanced at the screen. It was Marcus. "You're not going to like this," he said when she answered. "What now?" Lena asked, exhaustion creeping into her voice. "I've been watching the docks, like you asked," Marcus said. "There's movement. Trucks coming in, guards patrolling the perimeter. It's not just another shipment, Lena. Something's happening." Lena grabbed her jacket, already heading for the door. "Stay there. I'm on my way." "Lena," Marcus said, his voice tight. "If you're coming down here, you better be ready. This isn't like the other times." "I'm always ready," she said, hanging up. When Lena arrived at the docks, Marcus was waiting for her in the shadows of a shipping container. He looked even more nervous than usual, his eyes darting to every sound. "There," he whispered, pointing to a cluster of men loading crates into the back of a truck. "They've been at it for hours." Lena studied the scene, her mind cataloging every detail. The guards were armed, their movements precise and coordinated. The crates were marked with the same construction company's logo she'd seen in the warehouse raid, a clear front for the Rossi family's operations. "We need to get closer," Lena said. Marcus grabbed her arm. "Are you insane? They'll kill us if they see us." "Then stay here," Lena said, pulling away. "I'll go alone." Before Marcus could protest, Lena slipped into the shadows, moving carefully along the rows of containers. She edged closer to the truck, her pulse quickening as she spotted one of the crates being pried open. Inside was more than just weapons. There were bundles of cash, untraceable IDs, and several small, cylindrical devices. Her breath caught. Explosives. "Damn it," she muttered under her breath. As she turned to head back, her foot brushed against a loose piece of metal, the sound sharp in the quiet night. One of the guards froze, his head snapping in her direction. "Who's there?" he barked, drawing his weapon. Lena ducked behind a container, her heart racing. She reached for her phone, quickly typing out a message to Marcus. "Get out, now." Marcus saw the message and cursed under his breath. He wanted to run, but he couldn't leave Lena behind. He grabbed a nearby rock and hurled it toward the opposite end of the lot, the sound drawing the guards away from her position. Lena used the distraction to slip back toward Marcus, her face pale but determined. "We need to move," she said. "Now." As they retreated into the night, Lena's mind raced. Dominic Rossi wasn't just running guns and drugs. He was planning something far worse, and whatever it was, she was running out of time to stop it. At the Rossi estate, Dominic sat in his study, sipping a glass of wine as Maria entered. "We've got movement," she said. "Someone was snooping around the docks tonight." Dominic's lips curled into a cold smile. "Walsh," Maria nodded, "and Dalton." Dominic set his glass down, his expression hardening. "Then it's time to finish this. Walsh wants a war? Let's give her one." The city lights flickered in the distance as Lena and Marcus drove back, the tension between them heavy. The noose around Dominic Rossi was tightening, but so was the one around their necks. "Whatever happens next," Marcus said quietly, "we're in deep." Lena glanced at him, her jaw set. "We'll get out, both of us, but first, we take him down." As the car disappeared into the night, the battle lines had been drawn, and there was no turning back.